owner have their wireless controlling mic to control all these racing status quo. That is one highlight of today's camel race. And we are also going to check about how will the robot control the camel race. So before we talk to the camel owners, the owner actually taught us that the robots started to be applied around 8 years ago. A small while ago, like 8 years ago, we are using the keys to ride on the camels. And finally, we find that the kids riding the camel is not safety for the kids. And for the robot riding the camel race, it's safer and the speed is guaranteed. There's also one interesting site near me. The camel owner is actually rub some of the oil or some of the cream on top of the camel.
So what's this for?
This lotion for camel. Okay, can make the camel more fast and more flexible in the movement.
So it's not the soundproof.
Yeah, also
Sunproof.
Yeah, and this one put it under the leg and
all over.
This one put it here to make it more fast and more flexibility in the front.
我们看到的是，连骆驼在这边真的是非常金贵的，他们的一种受到了非常金贵的这个待遇啊。那这个主人为他们涂抹的这种。
And the camel is actually a treasure here, which was received a really distinct treatment. And they are putting some of the lotion on top of the camels for sunproof, and it's also going to relax the muscles for the camel to speed the camel up in the camel racing.
Okay, this high performance can make the camel more speed. Okay, because this one give him more flexibility. On both lotion, give him more flexibility.
我们看到就是它就是说这样子的一个按摩和一个这个插了这个霜之后呢，能够让这个这样子的一个按摩和
For a massage like this, it's going to relax the muscle of the camels to its maximum, and the camel is going to play its strength to its maximum during the race. A very colorful array of the shield was covered on top of the camels. And later on, the robot was put on top of the colorful shield. It's a very interesting process for us to decorate the camel before the racing. So here we have the preparational stage, where many of the camels is being decorated and prepared. If we are going to watch today's event, you will find that camel racing is a little bit different with the vehicle racing or horse racing. The racing track is a straight 4-kilometer long track with no turns. The owner currently is put the robot on top of the camel. Because the camel racing is a very rapid race, so the robot needs to be solidly fixed on top of the camel's back. Currently, they are using 2 different kinds of the lock to fix the robot on top of the camel's back. After checking this preparational area, we are actually heading to the starting area.
赛马呀，像看这个赛狗啊，你都是会在一个体育场固定。
One important feature for the camel racing in Middle East is that
这个赛骆驼呢是比较特殊，因为它的距离比较长。
for most of the horse racing or animal racing is going to be positioned in one sports stadium, but for the camel racing, because the distance is relatively long, and so in the Middle East countries they have the professional racing track for the camels.
是为它修了一个专业的这个骆驼跑道，那在它两边呢，也是为了方便它的主人。
This is actually showing us for the people in the Middle East about their passions and their love for these traditional sports, camel racing. And I believe later on we are going to have a chance to be work together with the camel owners to controlling one robot.
那现在呢，我们就
And we believe that this is going to be a very exciting game to be viewed. Currently,
好，我们
we are about to drive to the starting area for the camel racing.
.好，那么我们现在呢，就是正往这个骆驼比赛的这个起点出发了。那么我们现在呢，就是正往这个骆驼比赛的这个起点。
We are heading to the starting area for this camel racing.
台湾国家，我们看到今天来参加这个骆驼比赛。
Today,
那么据说今天
there are so many different participants for today's camel racing, competitors, and also the camels from several different Gulf states. Today's award goes as high as around 3 million RMB, and the highest award can be reaching 3 million RMB. So that is to show the Arab world's passion for the camel racing events. Camel is a part of their traditional culture, and we are approaching the starting area for the camel racing.
前方大家看到这个笔直的这个公路旁边，这个沙土的这一块呢，就是骆驼跑道，旁边呢也是非常笔直的这么一个。
The street route in front of us
其实我们现在
is the racing track for the camels.
大家在远远的地方是能够我们
So here we see the infrastructure just like the highway and high roads.
那我们大概是要稍微再等一会儿，然后才能进行它下一场这么一个比赛。
So from the a long distance, we will see the camels racing together. And we are going to wait for a while until the second round of the camel racing starts.
然后大家可以跟着这个镜头看到我们的左手边呢是一个体育场，那这个体育场呢就是待会儿那个骆驼在通过笔直的这么一个跑道之后绕了一圈之后呢，最后的
On our left hand is actually a sport
这
round.
个体育场一个跑道之后绕
Through crossing this
看到
stadium, we are going to find the finishing line for this camel racing
就是等待也在想
event.
我们下一场看到一个这种情况，那么我们目前他们基本上骆驼跑完这4公里呢，是差不多要
So during the race, the camel owners drive down the track alongside their camels and operate the robotic jockeys with the wireless controller. Within 5 minutes, the next round of the competition is going to start.
从这个后跑区，那么现在是进入到了起跑线，那他们也是在为下一轮的这个
Several camels are ready to run,
骆驼的身上呢都背着一个五颜六色
preparing for the next round of the camel racing. Every single camel carries a robotic jockey.
Sheikh one is this one.
Yes.
But we can stay here to see the final, right?
Yes, yeah.
那我们 can we stay there?
Yeah, we can go there. Okay, no problem.
So let's go there.
Yeah, but now we cannot follow the race.
Yeah, but we stay. No, go next to that race because the camel gonna be there. So just go a little bit front, go front. 那我们刚才是因为像这样子的骆驼比赛呢，每年也是会有很多很尊贵的他们的酋长啊也会来看。那刚才呢，由于
A camel racing event like this was upheld every year, and every year there's going to be a lot of the CEOs and
最后的终点赛区来
the president of different emirates to come to and to watch the camel racing. And currently we are driving to the finish lines of this racing track to see the final result.
我们也遇到了We are on live. Sorry, later we are on live. Sorry. 那 Can you speak English? We are on live. OK. 我们碰到了这边来报道的这个阿拉伯的这个同事啊。OK. 我们现在看一下我们的前方。
So this is our colleague from the Arab countries. I think they are reporting together with us about this camel racing event.
车也开过来了。他们也都是跟着这个骆驼一起跑
So
过来
here,
的这些主人啊、观众啊，
there are so
所以大
many
家就能
different
看到这个骆驼
four-wheel
比赛是
drive
非常
vehicles coming together with the camels.
观看
They are the
这样的
owners and also the viewers of the camel racing procedure. And I believe that this is a very unique racing experience, and it's also a very unique viewing experience for the audience. They have to be in the vehicle to check their camels.
这些
And
骆驼呢都是
if you are seeing the camels, they are rushing to the final line.
这些骆驼呢都是还在不停地奔跑。
And they kept running.
Okay. So you mean the next one? Not
I think the organizer has made an ample preparation for this event to let all the audience and viewers view the event from their vehicle.
no. 好 I can tell you. Okay. 我们也来采访一下这边的同行吧，让他给我们稍微介绍一下这个骆驼比赛的一些情况。Okay. We are actually today we are doing also a camera live for the
Nice.
Chinese
Ask the
internet
local
audience
journalists.
because it's very interesting, very interesting. So can you tell us for this camel race why you people love this kind of race?
It's long story. It's very long story. It's kind of it's happiness for the people in Middle East, especially in the region, especially in United Arab Emirates. This is our culture. This is our traditional sport. The camel, you see the camel, this kind of animal before our dad, grandfather, they use to go from place to place, from country to country by the camel. They eat from camel.
Yeah.
They drink milk from camel. They do transportation from the camel. So camel do a lot of help to our people in the region, especially in United Arab Emirates.
Let me explain a little bit. 那刚才我问那个我的同行，他就说，像这样的这个骆驼赛跑呢，在他们中国人的心中是非常具有非常高的地位。
Just as I'm asking my colleague here,
从他们先祖开始就跟骆驼
a camel event like this was a tradition to the Middle East
和
countries
他的喝骆驼奶，
because for them, they grew up in this environment together with camels. Camel provided them milk, meat, and also serve as a transportation tool for the Middle East people.
深厚的这个
And today, camel is becoming an indispensable part of their day-to-day life. Every year, they are doing this camel race because they have the deep affection for camels.
Can you tell what kind of the changes, the major changes?
A lot of things. The main change they do with camel, there is one man, he passed away now, his name is Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan. He do a lot of things for the people and he do the change for the camel. buy a lot of vitamins, a lot of special food, special program also for training. They do twice training a day, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. So it's
To be specially trained.
yes, to train.
For the
Yeah.
racing.
Yes, exactly.
So you mean before actually camel is just used for transportation?
Yes,
mainly?
exactly. Mainly for
After this.
transportation, for milking and eat
Okay.
and feeding.
Yeah.
But now it's a lot of
So
things.
do you know when it started? When does this man begin to do this change?
It's changed from maybe I don't know since 1995, 50.
1950.
Yes.
Before the
50s.
Exactly. For the nation.
Not sure, but kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
那刚才那个同事也阿拉伯人也告诉我说，今天咱们看到的这个骆驼比赛呢，其实也是起源于
Just as our colleague explained here, in the Arab world,
一位那个酋长
the camel racing is originated from a very important
做了
event
一些改变。那么从
where Van Emirates
运输为主，到了后来呢，
have a very deep affection for the camels, and he actually changed the way that they have done the camel racing.
把它训练成就是能够赛跑的这个骆驼。那这当中也是经历了
He actually pay attention to the nutrition and also the trainings of the camels. In the morning and in the afternoon, they do the camel racing training for twice.
作为
And
参加赛跑这么一个动物了。OK。
around the 1950s,
Finish now.
啊，等等。
camel racing is becoming a very popular event in the Middle East world.
Sure, we will.
Interview with the winner.
Yeah, OK，好，好。那我们的阿拉伯同事也告诉我们，目前就是接下来的一场，骆驼也即将进入这
OK
个赛道。
And our Arab colleague is telling us that
来感受一下这个非
the
常壮观的
next
这么一个场
camel racing, the next bunch of the camels is about to enter into the track, and let's have a hand-on feelings about this magnificent event.
我们到这个前面来啊，我们远远
Let's
现在我已
walk
经能看到
somewhere
前面
near the track.
一片这个4轮驱动车，这个 SUV 向我们奔来啊！大家看到两边的这个公路都是有这个大量的这个
I can see the SUVs are rushing towards us.
不仅仅有直播的车，也有这个主人观众。我们看到他们都跟着这个骆驼呢一起在往终点奔。
Not only about the live streaming vehicles, there are also the
这些
viewers
呢都
sitting on top of the SUVs to view their race.
大家目前也听到非常强烈的这个喇叭的声音。
We can see the front runner is leading the way,
为了这个加快
and the second runner is actually catching up with the front runner.
按下这个喇叭。
And we can see a lot of the revs from the SUVs. This is actually going to speed the camels up
哦，而我们 winner
and stimulating the camels in their racing.
刚才得了第1名的，也是受到了媒体的这个围观。Okay, now can we go for to
The front runner
OK， 好，那么
is being
刚才这一场是有
crowded by the journalists.
参观啊，我们没有看到。那现在我们将带大家一起去现场的来跟着这个骆驼来跑一下。
So currently we are going to head toward to the running track to have an experience about camel racing.
OK，好。那么我们待会儿呢，也是将跟所有这些车来竞技一下哈。他们骆驼也在赛跑，我们也得跟这个车来赛跑。将跟所有这些车来竞技一下哈。
We are also going to compete with all the other SUVs to check and view the camels.
Yeah, we'll go a little bit in front after start, because otherwise. 稍微在这个起点的前面一点点，这样子呢也便于待会儿来实施的这个跟踪骆驼的这个赛跑。好的，我们可能要稍微再等个4-5分钟。
So if we are actually heading a little bit before the starting line, we are going to have a clearer view about the camel racing.
我们可以在这儿稍微来看一下起点线的骆驼哈，正在做着准备呢。大家看到那边已经陆陆续续的骆驼已经站在了这个跑道的后面了。
Currently, we are going to have a very clear view of all the camels under the clear controls. And so behind the starting line, all the camels are actually lining up.
几场比赛当中呢，最高的奖金呢会达到100万迪拉姆的这个奖金。
Today, the competition itself
据了解呢，整个这个比赛呢也将会进行
is going to have an award as high as 3 million RMB. And the competition will last for 6 days, and at the final day, we are going to find out the winners, the best camels, and the camel owner is going to have a 3 million RMB award.
是非常巨大的，而更重要的呢是那个主人也会收获到非常大的。
That is, through this award, we can see the local people's real influence and real emphasis about the health and strength of one valuable camels.
4个道就都已经好，我们现在要准备上车，然后待会儿呢就将来感受。
There are 4 different tracks opened up for the camels. Currently, we are about to start to ride the SUV to check about the camel racing.
现在目前我们周围呢也是聚集了一些车这些车呢车上呢都坐着大多数呢是这个骆驼的这个主人还有骆驼的这个驯养师
There are so many camels gathered here, and most of the vehicles who stopped here just as ours is from media or from the camel owners, who is very prepared to see the whole racing event.
他们也是手上都是拿着这个遥控器
They actually held, most of the camel owners actually hold the remote controllers in their hand to control the robot jockeys with wireless controllers. And through the operations of the robot jockeys, the camel racing is underway.
我们可以看到，在我们前面，现在这些车呢，已经是都开到前方来做好准备了我们可以看到，在我们前面现在这些车好，开始了，开场了。
All the SUVs are joining in front of us to prepare for the camels to start their racing. So with the rush of the front runners, all the herd of the camels is actually catching up with each other, and together with all the SUVs and also all the in which sitting the controllers and also the camel owners, we are actually heading toward the finish line. So camel racing in the Middle East is also very important, and it's also a local big event. And right now we are rushing with all the SUV owners, and these SUV drivers are not only the camel owners, they are also operating the robot jockeys. Through the wireless controls, the robot jockeys who are sitting on top of the back of the camels is going to catch up with each other, and through the beating is actually stimulating the camels to run faster and faster. With so many different vehicles, we cannot drive so quick. We could only follow several different SUVs to catch a few screen of the camel racing. And we all can also heard some of the vehicles is using some of the routes and also creating some of the noises to stimulate the racing of the camels. We've been talking to several different camel owners for the camels in its computational years. Its blood and its breed is very important, and the racing camels also enjoy the special nutrition to provide their nutrition, and also they have the professional training team to train them twice every day. This is nothing like what you imagined about the camels. And we can also see the vape from the robots is actually hitting the camels so as to stimulate the camels to run faster and to win the award. The running track is a very quite wide, circle-shaped running track. And in the running track, it was marked 4 kilometers, 5 kilometers, and even 6 kilometers. And for each different running legs, the camels want to catch up with each other. And for the camel racing, it has been changing for many times. At the very beginning, the camel racing was done on the roads, but currently we find that it's not safe. So around 8 years ago, the total camel racing event was being revolutionized. And currently, we are using some of the high technologies to control the camel racing. On one hand, it actually releases the camel's weight. On the other hand, it actually helps us to speed the camel up. Some of the robots are actually very effective in the camel racing procedure. And camels have their own owners and also their trainers. To guarantee during the racing, they are actually in a very good performance. And we have a sports stadium who's actually, we can see that on top of the camels, the robots robotic junkers is actually wrapped quicker and more frequent to stimulate the camels to run faster. And we are about to head to the finishing line of these rounds of the racing.
好，越是到了终点啊，看大家那个机器人手上的小鞭子挥的就是更加的迅速，比较努力的这个追赶。好的，我们基本
The
上
vape is
到了刚才我
actually
们为大家做直播的这个地方。
stimulating the camels to catch up with one another. We are about to return to the spot where we started the live streaming.
好，我们看到这个终点也是非常多的这个媒体在这边来进行。
And I'm going to step down the vehicle.
好。
There are so many medias waiting here to
想必刚
report
才大家也
the
是
final
跟着我们一
result.
起来体验了一场非常别开生面的这个骆驼赛骆驼
I
比
think
赛
all of you
因为
might
这个
follow us
确
to
实
have
跟
a
其他的
very
赛运动
fierce
这个运动
while
赛跑的
vivid
这个
camel
动物赛跑的
racing.
这个比赛不一样，这个我
It
们的
is a
车
little
跟
bit
这个骆驼
different
是
with the
一起
horse
在这个竞
racing
速
and other different
刚才
animal
呢对我
racing.
们司机的考验也是非常大的。那希望大家也是从今天的这个
The vehicle and the SUVs is also competing with the camels, and this is also a major test for the SUV drivers. I hope all of you enjoy these thrilling events.
希望你之后呢，我们有机会再带大家来观看一些
And
其他的
today
一些
we concluded the live streaming. Thank you for watching CGTN, and I hope that in the future we could bring you to more of the traditional camel racing and other Arab performance.